A huge severe weather event is expected over the next few days across the United States, with all hazards of severe weather being possible, including significant damaging winds, very large hail, and tornadoes. So in today's forecast, we are going to break down exactly what you need to know about the weather that'll be impacting the United States over the next 7 days. And we'll begin with what's happening across the country this morning. And we have a line of intense thunderstorms right now moving across parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas, mostly with damaging winds, but some embedded tornadoes will be possible throughout the morning hours as this rumbles across eastern Oklahoma and Arkansas, and that will eventually move into areas like Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Illinois, and even back into Georgia throughout the late morning and afternoon hours, with more damaging winds and tornadoes being a possibility. And there is a chance as soon as the next few hours that we could be going live on this channel, so make sure you're subscribed and make sure you click the bell icon so you're notified if we do go live. After these complex of thunderstorms moves into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys today, we are expecting another big threat of severe weather tomorrow across the southern plains, with all hazards of severe weather on the table. And tomorrow has a relatively high ceiling where we could even see strong tornadoes. Now let's talk more about the severe weather potential for the next few days, and we'll begin with today, which is Saturday, and we have a large enhanced risk of severe weather in place from eastern Oklahoma back into Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. Slight risk of severe weather also across the southern plains back into the mid-Atlantic, and a marginal threat that goes back into Texas and as well as New Mexico. All hazards of severe weather will be on the table today, including damaging winds, which will be numerous throughout the morning and afternoon hours, which is already ongoing in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and that will continue as that moves towards the Dixie Alley. Large hail is also a possibility, but by no means is this really the main concern. I think hailstones will be ranging from quarters up to maybe golf balls this afternoon and also late morning. And then the tornado threat for right now is on the low side of things. We got a large 2% tornado risk that is currently in place across most of Arkansas, and then back into Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, where a couple of tornadoes will be a possibility. I'm not super sold on today's tornado threat. I think the greatest threat really has been over the last few hours and will continue throughout about 8 to 9 in the morning. It may rejuvenate as we go into the early afternoon across parts of the Dixie Alley, but it does not look to be super duper significant. It would just be tornadoes embedded in our line of thunderstorms. And then as we go into Sunday, our risk of severe weather is expected to be rather significant across the central and southern plains and even along the east coast. Two different threats here. Back over on the east coast, we're looking at isolated damaging winds, large hail, and maybe a brief tornado with the remnants of the storm system that we are watching for today. And then back over in the southern plains, we got a large enhanced risk of severe weather in Texas and Oklahoma, where all hazards of severe weather will be on the table, including very large hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes. And I would not rule out a strong tornado or two, but it's going to depend on the storm mode across this region. So again, damaging winds expected to be significant. We have a hatched area for damaging winds here across the southern plains, where damaging winds could exceed 80 miles per hour tomorrow. Make sure you're hatching down trampolines and protecting loose line items. Very large hail is also in play here from about Kansas City back into the southern plains just outside there of Oklahoma City, and also near Wichita Falls, where hail could be as large as 4 to 4.5 inches in diameter. And then a few tornadoes are likely anywhere from about St. Louis all the way back into the southern plains, including the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Oklahoma City, Wichita Falls, and also near Amarillo in Texas. And then there's also a small 2% tornado risk in place back over in the mid-Atlantic. I do think if we get discrete supercells and it looks more favorable, that we'll at least see a few of those. I think a 10% hatch tornado risk is definitely in play back over in southwestern Oklahoma and also in parts of Texas.
This is a strong tornado with a horizontal vortex. This thing is at least an EF3. This is not weak. Oh God! Sorry, lightning just struck right next to me. Take shelter immediately.